All right, so let's talk about finger numbers. The most important thing to remember is that thumb is always 1. So on right hand, thumb is 1. On left hand, thumb is 1. So pointer finger is always 2. On right hand, it's 2. On left hand, it's 2. This is 3. Obviously, this is the kind of one to remember. This is 4, and this is 5. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you can remember, thumb is always 1, then you won't get mixed up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fingers that look the same have the same name. There's a couple different ways you can practice finger numbers. For one, you can pinch your child's finger and have them say the number. Like they'd say 1, 3, 2, 4. And you can do it out of order. You can do it really fast. Another way is you pretend your hand is a spider and you ask your child to catch finger 1 or catch finger 3. Another way is just to have them wiggle. So you can say wiggle finger 2, wiggle finger 4, wiggle finger 5. And they should be able to do it just as quickly on their dominant hand and their non-dominant hand. So they might need a little extra practice with their non-dominant hand. Something that you should practice. You can practice anytime. You don't need to practice during piano time. You can practice right before bed, while you're waiting in line at the supermarket. Even when you're in the car, you can tell them to practice wiggling a different finger. There's lots of different times that you can practice finger numbers. The other thing that's really important is that you use this terminology when you're working with them. So say they're playing lightly row and they can't remember what comes next. You can tell them, play finger 3, then play finger 3 again. And while it's a little bit harder than saying pointer or middle or whatever they're used to, the more you use this terminology, the easier time they'll have using it in the future. So then when I say number 2 during lessons, they're going to know it right away. So it's a little bit of a struggle at first, a little bit of an uphill. They have to work a little extra, but in the future it pays off and it makes everything much easier. So today we talked about finger numbers. This is 1. Thumb is always 1. The fingers that look the same have the same name. We talked about a couple different games you can play, like pinching, spider, telling them to wiggle. And then we talked about why it's important for you to use finger numbers while you're working with them.